Okay. So, interestingly enough, I'm about to share a video, and I see another video of a person with the same name but a different person, and I'm interested in the video now, so I might have to stop and watch it, even though I wasn't planning on it. Huda Sha'arawi. Huda Sha'arawi. I don't know how I even found this. I don't even remember what I searched, but I found it, and it seems like an interesting story. It just came out. Maybe I was subscribed. I think I was subscribed to Royal News, and it's just kind of striking, the imagery. So let me show y'all what I mean. Let's see. So we got a murder. But when you see the imagery, it's striking, right? It's like, hold up, a murder. The black lady or the African lady murdered the Syrian. Okay, how they dealing with that over there? What do the comments in the video look like? And I could do this the hard way or the easy way. I'm gonna do both.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نحن قسم شرطة قنوات. بعد التحري والبحث في خلال 10 ساعات الماضية من مقتل الفنان هدى الشعراوي، تم بعون الله وفضله إلقاء القبض على قاتل الفنان هدى الشعراوي. السلام عليكم.
Okay. So this is January 29th, 2026. This is taking place in Syria. All right. Moment Syrian actress Huda Sha'arawi's maid is arrested. Okay. Let's find another video. The murder of Syrian artist Huda Sha'arawi inside her home in Damascus. Let's watch this video.
After the news spread about the murder of Syrian actress Huda Sha'arawi.
Here's another thing I want to say. You can't really trust nothing you see on the goddamn internet anymore, because the AI is getting way too good, man. Like, you could still kind of tell, but pretty soon you're not going to be able to tell. We're going to be seeing all types of crazy stuff. Just want to put that out there. Reality is about to get warped.
Known as Zaki and Bab al-Hara, at the hands of
her maid. We're here in Bab Srijay, right in front of her house. Honestly, around 10 a.m. the security forces and cars arrived. We were surprised, asking what was going on. They told us, the actress Huda Sha'arawi passed away. May God have mercy on her. They're saying the perpetrator has been caught, and apparently, it was her maid. Everyone says she fled the scene. She ran away. We don't know if they caught her or not, but supposedly she escaped. If you ask anyone about Mrs. Huda, the neighbors, they'll all say there's no one like her. She always mentions the neighbors in her interviews. Every interview, she says, our neighbors are the best. She always talked about them. We only saw good from her, honestly.
We were very shocked by this. We didn't expect it, and no one would ever think this could happen to her. She was a respectable and moral person. It's truly sad. You feel sorry for her, and for our years of friendship. In
every interview, she always mentioned the neighbors.
So you see they got some AI going on with the video. Voiceover.
What's going on, boss? How you doing?
Now we getting
After
lost.
the news spread about the murder of
Now we getting lost in the sauce. Her Sudanese maid killed her and fled. Details of finding the body of artist Huda Sha'arawi, known as Zaki.
told me to shut my mouth. I'm from Damascus, coming from the Levant, from Damascus. He's the only beauty in my life. I don't regret. People threaten me. Some told me to shut my mouth. I'm from Damascus, coming from the Levant.
Okay. You know, it's kind of hard to tell nowadays what is brain rot and what is not, because now so many people could create and not even have no true creative skills, because they could just use artificial intelligence.
Like food. Like everything. Uh, uh,
Okay,
And you're
so
thinking.
this is her and her maid right here.
So you think you know Wix? Do you really?
It looks like they got some videos.
like food. Like everything. Uh,
And you're thinking of saying no.
if you make them one day say, wow. Hey, she has weird things to eat every day.
No. Wrap it in bread.
He told me, taste it. He said, Siri is sweet and cute. What else? Sweet and cute. Beautiful. Yeah? Mrs. Taste? It taste.
Come on. Done.
Do you get annoyed with
She looked like 50 Cent, man. This lady, she looked like 50
fame
Cent.
sometimes?
Yeah,
Not
I
this
say
one, the black one.
I wish I married a falafel vendor. Anyone not this fame, because fame annoys me. Everyone wants to take pictures with me. Everyone wants to sit next to me. And everyone asks me, what's new? I mean, what are your latest projects?
Your English is still very developed. Haven't spoken.
Since it's developed. I went to unlearning Arabic. I learned zucchini, cucumber, eggplant. Yeah, zucchini.
Zucchini.
All right, we get the damn point. Get the point. See, now we getting all these auto dubbed videos now. We're getting all these auto dub videos. I laughed.
They got her out. They got her out. What, they got her out? Didn't they get her out?
Here we go again.
You like food?
All right, so I just want to do one thing. I'm literally just going to read the comments. I just want to see what the comments say. Oh my goodness. Arab feminism, bro. Jeez. Killed my father. The crime that shook Syria the moment artist Huda Sharawi was killed inside her home by her maid. I just want to see the comments. Here we go.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نحن قسم شرطة محمد.
Okay. Damn. Good question. Yep, see, everyone thinks this. She's going to be treated unfairly because of her race. Or even beyond her race, just what she looks like, basically. Plus her race. So they're talking about African maids in the Arab world. You know what? Let's look into that. Why not? I'm kind of curious. Oh shit. Yeah, look at this. We had to teach Marquise about this shit. Or I forget who it was. Obama had a whole budget for Kenya to protect the LGBT community. sending hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars over to Kenya to Mr. Ruto. But apparently Kenyans, I guess they have I don't know, man. They got protests and all that going on, but apparently it's a beautiful country. So, you know. Mm. Personally, let me see. Why was I typing African? Why was I typing that? Oh, I remember. I remember now. African maids in the Arabian world are wanted to die. The hell of kafala jobs in the Middle East. Let's watch this shit. So she's saying I'm in Saudi Arabia right now. Let me turn off this music. She look Somali. But maybe they're Kenyan.
2.8 million women work as maids in the Middle East. Many have their passports confiscated on arrival, and some find themselves trapped inside homes where they're overworked, underpaid, and physically abused.
I say this. Don't fucking go over there. It's like this shit I seen years ago. There's some lady complaining about her pay or salary, her wage, whatever, for Amazon. Like, lady, like you don't have to work there. And this was before COVID, when there was jobs. But I guess that's like the only other primary economy near East Africa. So maybe that's just the spot to go.
Emma Mbura is a Kenyan senator who campaigns for the rights of Kenyan women who are sent as domestic servants to the Middle East. Today, she's on her way to the hospital to visit Mary, a Kenyan maid who was badly burnt in a fire at her employer's home in Jordan.
She's from Kenya. She was burned in Jordan.
Maria kapiga nduru, wakaamka. Mama, nini Maria? Nachomeka. Nisaidie mama. Alipotamka nilihisi kuna mtu ananipiga mateke.
For a month, no one in Jordan, not her employers or the recruitment agency, informed Mary's family of the accident until she was put on the plane home. Now this is her.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit.
No, the world has come to know what is happening.
Oh my
As a mother, as a leader,
God.
I will not stand, I will not
Oh
sit.
my gosh. I was not ready to see that. Holy shit.
And watch this.
Oh my God.
We are not animals. There is no slave trade anymore.
She got burned. They in Jordan. This Kenyan lady. She got burned by her. I don't want to say her master, but she was working one of those kafala jobs. Oh my gosh. In Jordan.
Despite stories of abuse, thousands of women from Kenya and Ghana still sign up with
You see what I'm saying? They still going. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why?
Recruitment agencies, like this one in Jordan.
ماشي الحال؟ لا والله احنا على تركيز السوق الاردني على الغانيات بالدرجه الاولى احسن من كينيا، انا بالنسبه لي احسن من كينيا؟ احسن من كينيا. احنا كينيا احلى. لا انا بقول لك هلا شوف، الكينيه تعليمها اعلى، هدول الشعب اللي هم بيضوا هارد وركر. انا بعت لك اخر جروب وصل
All right, let me see what they saying. I know Kareem understand. I sent you the last group, right? Yes, beautiful.
ايه هودي ايه سنه 11 بنت اياها ايه بعقده شو خيي هيك يوصلوا كميه غير شكل. You are welcome.
You see what I'm saying? There's people pricing themselves very, very low, putting themselves in environments where they're going to be mistreated. What are you doing?
Come here. And you have a good choice that you have Mr. Yusuf. He's one of the best agencies in Jordan.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah.
We must call you Dad.
Really? Thank you. يا حبيبي بلشنا. I appreciate. Thank you very much. And you too also so beautiful, really.
Thank you.
Neither of these agents
Man,
is
I don't trust, Arabs, bro. These niggas be lying, bro. Kareem, shut your ass up, nigga. What you mean you live in America, you'll not understand? Nigga, come on, you see what I'm saying? Why everybody be trying to gaslight me like I'm not smart? You know what I'm saying? Like I can't understand. No, I got my opinion. I got my perspective. Nigga, you not from Jordan, you from Algeria. You not even from Jordan. Nigga, you from the Maghreb. Right? You from the Maghreb damn near. And Jordan is in the Mashriq. You see? See? Come on, Kareem. Stop.
accused of abuse. But the abuse does happen, often behind closed doors and usually unreported. Some women, though, escape to safe houses, like this Caritas Center in Lebanon, where they are free to tell their stories.
He came where I was sleeping and he told me, I want you. And I told him, no, I can't, I'm married. And he told me, you're in my house, you have to obey my roles in this house. I was feeling confused, even I was wishing I would die. It was hard. I don't want to remember it.
They think this is what their right hands possess. You know what I mean? That's what they think it is. We're going to get into the Quran on this. Wonder what Kareem would say. Is this Islamic, Kareem, or is this non-Islamic? What do you think?
Marivik? Give me lighter. I don't think there is a human rights in this world. No way. Maybe in Europe, but not in the Middle East.
In 2012, Kenya banned women from traveling to the Middle East as domestic workers. But recently, they lifted that ban and signed new deals with Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, and Jordan.
It's guys like this that give Islam a terrible name. You know what I'm saying? He say he don't believe in human rights. You know what I mean?
Miriam Bela, the maid who was burnt while working in Jordan, died of her injuries a month after she was returned to Kenya.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Her family was never compensated. While the fight against the trade in domestic servants...
Don't worry, Kareem. We're going to go to war with y'all Arab niggas, man. Kareem, let me ask you, Kareem. You taking the Arab side or you taking our side, Kareem? What side are you on? What side are you on? Oh, I'm not on a side. I'm not on a side. Huh? Whose side are you on, Kareem?
Continues for Emma Mbura.
Kwa sababu wanaokwenda Saudia ni wasichana wengi ambao mara nyingi si wasomi kutoka kwetu Mijikenda. Mimi leo siondoki hapa mpaka nikae na nyinyi wa mama kando na tupange hino Kilifi County kama wanawake. Yeah.
Hell yeah, she broke that shit down. Nigga, I'm on the side with the black people. What the fuck you mean? What side am I on? Nigga, what?
Na tupange hino Kilifi County kama wanawake. Yeah.
Yeah, don't play with mama. You see her? Don't play with her. Don't play with her. You understand? Kareem, you understand? That woman right there, she's very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. The only type of feminist I am is for the righteous black woman. You know what I'm saying? Because we need this right here. If this is the matriarchy, I respect it. If they trying to turn the matriarchy into a bunch of 304s and whores, no thank you. You know what I'm saying? We got to stand up for righteousness, Kareem. You going to be a... Kareem, listen, man. You're Berber. All right? You're Berber. You're Berber, Kareem. So what happened was the East African, the blacks in East Africa probably enslaved some people from the Levant. They probably had wars with the people in the Levant. And that's how you get you Berbers. You get you Berbers. Come on, Kareem. Look, Trapped in Oman. You want to watch this one too? Come on, look at this shit. Look, I already watched this one on the child marriage. Yeah, people be thinking I don't come at Muslims. No, I come at them too. Look, Iraqi secret sex trade. Look at this shit. 2 weeks ago, this shit just came out. You feel me? Dubai sex trafficking. Oh, that's the Shade Room. I don't like that channel. Blackmailing LGBT in Nigeria. Okay, I don't really care about that like that. Be real. This is how African women are treated in Saudi Arabia.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet base.
I should call up someone right now, but I'm gonna wait before I get off this live.
Arabia Authority have decided to reduce the salaries of African workers, African ladies that work as domestic workers and helpers. Many Africans, many ladies go to Middle East looking for better life, hoping to do good. They expect to get paid, coming from poor countries, do okay and go help their families. So a lot of Kenyans, a lot of Ugandans, Ethiopians go to the Middle East hoping to get a good job, work as a domestic worker, as a helper, as a cook, as a maid, hoping to make.
Okay, they're doing traditional work.
Ends meet, make some money and come and help their families. Now, Saudi Arabia has come up with a new law to reduce those salaries of those people and also a package of laws. Okay, so the Saudi Arabian cutting fees for Ugandan domestic workers and Kenyan domestic workers. It's been a shock for many.
I understand that, Kareem, but from what I understand, there's no work in these countries that these women are leaving from. This is my understanding. They're trying to find work.
Kenyans and Ugandans. Let me just remind you here, you have about 80,000 Kenyans working in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia precisely. 80,000 Kenyans, 60,000 in Dubai, and 220,000 Ugandans. That's a lot of people. So they made some amendment because they heard that people complained quite a bit on the treatment that many of these people were subjected to.
Come on, Kareem, what you think, man? Yeah.
I mean, the treatment was really, really bad for many of these African ladies. Some of them went and they were abused mentally, physically, abused sometimes in their intimacy.
He came where I was sleeping and he told me, I want you. And I told him, no, I can't, I'm married. And he told me, you are in my house, you have to obey my roles in this house.
Yeah, really, really bad. And sometimes some actually lost their, because they had an argument with the boss and they couldn't agree on something and they decided to throw them over, falling, and there's nothing you can do about it. These ladies are subjected to so much abuse. Sometimes they take their passports, they hold it somewhere where you have no access to your own passport, so you cannot run away. There's nothing you.
I could believe that, Kareem. You said he do it to all the domestic workers. I could believe that. But still, it is our duty to protect. So, when the black or the African get mistreated and called names, it's unacceptable. My people, or all people, got to get back to knowing right and wrong and speaking up for right and speaking out against the wrong. Nowadays, people don't say shit. Everything is too entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Everything is too much entertainment. Nah, you still gotta, know right from wrong.
You do about it. And there's no laws that condemn these people. Now, they've come up with some laws. I don't know what's the reasons behind, but they've come up with some laws to try to, adjust things. The new regulatories are law number 1, age. So domestic workers must be 21 years and above only. No more hiring younger children, younger people. No more allowed. The dates are Gregorian dates on the contract, not Islamic date. Unpaid salaries is considered first degree debt. Before, unpaid salaries could just go like that. There's nothing you could do about it. You could not accuse the boss to nobody. Now, if you have unpaid salaries, it's considered first degree debt. Contract must be based on standardized government template. That's law number 4. Government will provide template for this contract. That sometimes people drew their own contract that was ridiculous. Really, really sad for these African workers. Law number 5, probation period. Sponsors or worker can end employment. So during the probation period, if the employee is not happy with the boss, he can also say, you know what, I don't think this is working for us. Thank you very much for your help. Goodbye. They couldn't do that, boss. Because then they will tell her, we spent money to bring you over. There's no way you're leaving, you're going to stay here. You literally stay as a prisoner.
What you think so far, Kareem? It's interesting.
Working hours, law number 6, working hours. No more than 10 hours daily. Yeah, many of them complain working 20.
Oh, we got to talk about this too, Kareem. Is the U.S. about to attack Iran, bro? Is the U.S. about to attack Iran? We also got to talk about that. You know what I mean? Hold on. I just shared a video. Go to my profile. We ain't tripping. Here we go, right here.
The Pentagon is gathering air power for a massive attack.
Let me turn down the quality just a little bit because it's skipping. My laptop is old. Be huffing and puffing on here.
The Pentagon is gathering air power for a massive attack on Iran, possibly with the intent of regime change. The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group is moving toward the Middle East. Patriot and THAAD air defense systems are being deployed. Non-essential US personnel and equipment are being pulled back from exposed regional bases, and over 36 US tanker aircraft and heavy lift transporters are heading there. The planning phase is now giving way to execution. Iran, meanwhile, is not sitting idly by. Russian and Chinese cargo aircraft have been making rounds into the country, almost certainly carrying arms and ammunition. Since mid-2025, Tehran has been stockpiling arms.
Oh, shit. Oh shit! You see this, Kareem? You see this shit? And what's going on in the Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan? What's going on up there? We'll never, generally I hear that it's pretty peaceful, but you know, we don't really hear too much about those regions. What's going on there?
Specifically, Chinese weapons. On paper, Iran now fields top-notch air defenses, including HQ-9B missiles. In practice, however, that advantage is brittle. Air defense systems only work efficiently when layered and integrated with other systems. Iran doesn't have that. However one looks at it, the fuse is now burning. The Pentagon is just waiting for the perfect time. Attack too soon, and Iranians will rally around the flag. Attack.
Man, oh, it don't look good. Don't look good for Iran, bro. It do not look good. Nigga, when the U.S. start moving that artillery, oh shit. Oh man. It's not looking good, Kareem. It's not looking good for Iran, bro. Look, I remember driving on the highway, I think it may be last summer. Last year sometime. And just seeing some like aircrafts, it was like coming toward me, on the highway. And it was only like two of them. And in that moment, you realize how itty bitty tiny you really are. Like, yo, they could really just zap your ass off the earth if they want to. Just boom, you gone. Get you gone, Kareem. So, I mean, we're gonna see. I think Iran, they on their own. They are on their own. Russia could send whatever, China could send whatever, but guess what? North Korea, he ain't gonna send nothing to him. Trump over there getting cool with the North Koreans. So who got Iran's back? Yemen? You know what I'm saying? They on their own, bro. They are on their own.
Too late, and the US will miss the momentum. Half measures won't do. This is the hit.
Yeah, the US is stepping in because Israel couldn't do it. So now the US is like, all right, we got to do it. And I heard Trump is like, we cannot let them develop a nuclear weapon. And I feel that if you're the US and you're playing chess, you can't allow them to develop a nuclear weapon. Absolutely not. Especially if they're not going to comply, right? We need the Iranians to comply. Kareem, no, I don't. As much as I love Iran, I'm not going to be naive and stupid. Iran is growing weak, bro. Come on. It's growing weak. It doesn't have enough strong allies. Russia is spread thin. Russia could only do so much. They fighting in Ukraine, so they're occupied. Right? We see Ukraine up here in the top left. They're kind of in trouble, man. Don't you think so? I think they're in trouble.
On which decades turn, and what happens next will outlive everyone in the room.
Oh, come on, bro.
Work today.
Oh, it's a damn advertisement. See, this is the Black Arab studies. We in the Middle East.
Conflicts between states don't just play out on battlefields anymore, they also take place online through cyber attacks, surveillance, and digital disruptions. The internet essentially becomes part of the conflict itself. And for ordinary people trying to follow events as they develop, simply being online can expose far more data than intended. That's where NordVPN comes in. It encrypts your internet traffic, protects your location, and helps shield your data from prying eyes. Features like Threat Protection Pro block malware, trackers, and malicious websites before they load, while Dark Web Monitor alerts you if your personal information ever appears in data leaks or underground markets. If you want a safer way to browse, go to nordvpn.com/Caspian report or use the link in the description. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't find it very useful, you can just get your money back. Clicking that link helps support. The deadly protests in Iran continue to rage on, raising the prospects of US military intervention.
What these niggas protesting about? Because the prices of food and stuff is going up? Okay. I understand that. Do they realize they're about to, like,
Connectivity has been largely shut down in the country since January 8th, which makes it difficult to ascertain the scale and scope of the situation. Even so, the protests are just a pretext for military action. Iranians in the streets may certainly want democracy, but Trump has no real concern for any of them, because ultimately, this isn't about promoting democracy or freedom. Trump's rhetoric on Venezuela, Ukraine, and Greenland shows exactly what he thinks of the liberal, rules-based order. Case in point, the renewed American push to bomb Iran again is not driven by a sudden crisis, least of all the current protests, but by unfinished business from the last showdown. You see, the first US attack on the Iranian nuclear sites was not quite as successful. Around 400 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium were unaccounted for. The Iranians had secretly relocated these months ago in anticipation of an attack. If further enriched to 90%, which is a relatively easy process, the stockpile could produce enough fissile core for 9 nuclear weapons.
Listen, man. When you are fighting a bigger, badder enemy, like you can't go toe to toe, right? You gotta fight in a different way. You know, you gotta fight in a different way, Kareem.
And as long as that stockpile remains missing, as long as Iran retains even the slightest ability to build a bomb, the war is unfinished. Diplomats in Tehran have been trying to prevent or at least postpone a US attack by offering to restart negotiations with the Trump administration. If Iran were to offer substantial concessions on its nuclear program and its missile program, it would reduce the risk of US military action. However, America's demands have expanded since the last standoff. They now include not only ending nuclear enrichment and cutting back on missile stockpiles, but also getting rid of the enriched nuclear material they have and stopping support for regional proxy groups. Iran is not going to meet these prerequisites, and so in the coming days and weeks, the risk of an attack on Iran will remain high. At Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, widely regarded as the...
See, that right there, that's very scary, Kareem. You see this? All these US bases. What is this? The Strait of Hormuz? What is this? What is this body of water? Hold on.
Largest US military base in the region with around 10,000 troops, non-essential aircraft have been moved away. This satellite imagery shows the situation on the ground. The same pullback is seen at Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. You don't do this when a diplomatic resolution is around the corner. You clear them when you expect Iranian missiles to hit that base. For instance, Al Udeid sits less than 300 kilometers.
It's the Persian Gulf. Persian Gulf. It's the same old wars, man. Like, we was just over there. We always over there fighting wars. Right? The Gulf Wars, the Iraqi War, war with the Afghans.
From Iran, and Shahab-3 missiles can reach it in just 4 minutes. The evacuation of Al Udeid and other bases is a sign that the battlefield is being cleared for a major fight. However, the first and foremost question to ask is not what the Pentagon can do, but what it seeks to achieve. Strategy must precede action. Trump's objective remains largely ambiguous. It ranges from regime change through a coup or popular uprising to pressuring Tehran into a new nuclear agreement. If the objective is to destroy Iran's nuclear sites and eliminate the unaccounted enriched uranium, then the mission calls for B-2 bombers, which are the only aircraft that can carry the GBU-57 bunker busters.
I don't know about you, Kareem, but I've seen a B-52. Have you seen a B-52? I watched a B-52 fly over my head. I'm pretty sure it was a few of them. You know, they do their demonstrations and whatnot. Yeah, they're very swift, very powerful. You know, and they got that shape, that flat shape, like a damn praying mantis. Not a praying mantis, a manta ray. I think that's it, manta ray. A manta ray. You know what a manta ray is? Well, we're going to compare it to, because they're very similar. Not the Boeing, I'm talking about the B-52 bomber, or the B-2 bomber. The B-2 bomber. It's shaped, you see this? It's the same thing. Look at it. Oh, this is a falcon or a bird they're comparing it to. Yeah, it's like that too. It is like that. But where's that? Look at this. I'm talking about the manta rays. You know, those little flat creatures. See what I'm saying? Same thing, right? Kind of the same thing. Okay, we still got the audio. Here we go.
If the end game is regime change, then the scope expands far beyond that. So, in the absence of clearly defined goals, the use of military force risks becoming an end in itself.
Man, it's not looking good. I don't know, Kareem. This is not looking good.
Fresh off the heels of the US raid on Venezuela, some are now speculating that the US could do a regime change operation by targeting key Iranian leaders. The belief is that doing so would destabilize Iran's political hierarchy and compel remaining elements to submit to American terms. However, an exfiltration mission similar to the operation that captured Maduro in Caracas is unlikely. US helicopters would need to refuel inside Iranian territory due to the distance from friendly airspace and the Persian Gulf.
You see how Saudi Arabia is a problem. Saudi is a problem for the Iranians.
Caracas sits close to the coast, whereas Tehran is tucked far away from the open oceans. In fact, the need for refueling is precisely what led to the failure of Operation Eagle Claw in 1980, which sought to rescue US embassy staff held hostage during the Islamic Revolution. So any overt military action against Iran would most likely take the form of assassination strikes. However, this approach carries inherent risks. For one, Iran is ideologically entrenched, deeply so. Any kinetic attack that kills or removes a figure like the supreme leader or a senior military official would certainly create shock, but it would also play into the Shia Islam martyrdom culture and thereby galvanize unity. What's more, taking out the supreme leader, as much as a symbolic figure he is, wouldn't trigger the government's collapse. Iran's political machine is highly institutionalized, and the IRGC has a contingency plan to move into position and consolidate control over the clerical security elite. Once the IRGC takes power and de facto assumes guardianship of the state, they would then select a new supreme leader. So, assassinating Iran's top leader would only create a short-term crisis while rallying hardliners around the flag and sparking a wider display of nationalism and unity.
See, this warfare, man. This warfare is psychological. Psychological warfare.
Another important consideration are the regional parameters. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Qatar, and Kuwait will likely withhold airspace access for an attack on Iran. Understandably,
okay, I ain't think that was the case. So, okay.
Iranian retaliation would target these countries, and they want no.
Now I gotta talk to my people in Iraq, how they feeling about this. You know, I know it's the country over, but that's like if some shit started happening in damn Canada. We'd be like, oh shit, it's going down in Canada? I mean, that wouldn't happen, but still.
No part in that. But at the same time, this restricts America's options to 3 approach vectors. The first corridor is from the north. Flying in from Europe, American B-2 bombers could cross international airspace over the Black Sea and enter Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. None of the Caucasian states is likely to approve, but the US could do it undetected anyway. After hitting their targets, the B-2 bombers could then exit the battle space by following the same route back or by flying south through the Indian Ocean. The problem with this route is that it comes awfully close to Russian airspace, and the Russians may be able to track the B-2 bombers and warn their Iranian counterparts, so it's a risky route. The second corridor is through Israel, Jordan, and...
Look at how wicked this shit is. Like, this is how you know warfare is constant. It's ongoing at all times. You never know when it could pop off.
Iraq. Most of the US tanker aircraft and heavy lift transporters, over 36 of them, are headed toward Jordan. So this central route is the most likely. Admittedly, the Iraqis will withhold their airspace, but they lack the capacity to detect and track stealth aircraft. By using B-2, F-22, and F-35s, the US could move about this route and strike at Iran undetected. This is also the same route that was used previously to attack Iran's nuclear sites. It's tested, it works, but it's also somewhat predictable.
Predictable, yeah, you can't do the same thing twice. They already seen you do that move. I don't know if you could keep spamming that move.
The third corridor is through the Indian Ocean. This one offers the most freedom of movement, but also requires the most logistical prep work. Having the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group in precisely that area certainly helps. This option is also the preferred choice for regional nations because it minimizes their exposure to Iranian retaliatory strikes. What's more, by going through the south, the US could also use conventional bombers such as B-52s, thereby bringing in much more firepower. The weight of evidence suggests that it could be a combination of the central and southern corridors. By the way, this video in no way promotes war. This is a realistic assessment based on cold calculated interests and needs without the huff and puff of morals. This is what the Americans would do because it benefits them. In no shape or form do we advocate for war. Trump may think differently, however. If he presses on and focuses on destroying Iran's nuclear sites, the attack would remain relatively contained. B-2 bombers flying in and out would be enough. However, if the objective expands to regime change, then the operation takes on an entirely different nature.
Build a website.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting.
If the United States decides to go for regime change in Iran, it could target IRGC infrastructure, command centers, and paramilitary officials in hopes of weakening the security forces responsible for the crackdown. Doing so would create a brief period of internal disruption and uncertainty, but it wouldn't trigger meaningful negotiations or push Tehran toward collapse. The Iranians would move quickly to restore operational control and replace fallen commanders. They did during the 12-day war in June. During this window of disruption, protesters may take up arms, and clashes with law enforcement could become even more violent. But it still wouldn't be enough to pose an existential threat to the government. Only a wider, sustained campaign targeting Iran's military infrastructure, security apparatus, and political leadership over an extended period of time, think of weeks, if not months, could threaten Tehran's survival. A one-off military strike wouldn't achieve anything, but a sustained campaign that degrades Iran's military capabilities and disrupts its security forces would create a power vacuum within the IRGC.
Yeah, I want to hear more of, you know, the Russia and the China. How does that play into it? And what can we speculate that they're sending the Iranians?
The remaining elements could then be coerced into negotiation and compliance. Iran's response to all this would, of course, be proportional to the level of damage inflicted. In a low-level escalation, Iran could carry out a telegraphed limited attack, such as striking US diplomatic or military targets in Iraq, or harassing commercial or military ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The goal would be to re-establish deterrence.
Persian Gulf. I knew it was the Strait of Hormuz.
While avoiding a wider war. A mid-level response could involve Iran launching similarly telegraphed strikes against US military assets.
Kareem said, what could a carrier against 300 ballistic missiles can get damage?
That's in the Gulf, including those in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, and so on. Such a response, however, would instantly raise the risk of regional conflict. Finally, Iran's leadership could go for a high-level escalation. While unlikely, this option could see an unannounced Iranian attack on American or Israeli targets or an attempt to block the Strait of Hormuz. This would most certainly lead to total war, but it would only happen if Tehran truly believed the United States threatened its survival. So there are degrees of escalation, and both America and Iran will try to hold their punches so long as the other does the same. Meanwhile, Israel could join the American attack and go all out, but
come on, Israel, they might want to stay out of it, because Iran was starting to land some punches on them over the summer. It wasn't looking too good for Israel. They had to have America jump in. You know what I mean? They couldn't fight the Iranians one-on-one.
their core mission will be entirely different. Should the US attack succeed and help topple the government, within an hour of the handover of authority, Israeli jets will attack and obliterate Iran's military infrastructure. So, at the fleeting moment of hope, while Iranians celebrate the revolution and the military command is in disarray, Israeli jets will make short work of Iran's air defenses, missile launchers, drone factories, etc. Israel will take out everything, regardless of whether the new government is friendly or not. Within hours, Iran will lose 2 decades of military buildup. That's what they did in Syria in the aftermath of Assad's exit, and that's what they'll do in Iran. So, Israeli jets will be armed, fueled, and ready for precisely that operational window. This killing blow would not only decimate Iran's military, but also paralyze the new government to such a degree that it would be incapable of mounting a geopolitical comeback. That's the arithmetic of strategy. While conflict produces casualties and exhausts resources, it's often the spectators who inherit the spoils.
See that, Kareem? See that breakdown? You see how we know history, study history, study current events. Should probably start doing more current events. But no, this is good.
Host Shirvan from Caspian Report. If you approve of what we do, please leave a comment, hit the like button, and mayhaps share the video.
Look, this one. What's really happening in Iran? Let me check this out. I had to get on here, man, you know.
Protests in Iran are taking place in a media distortion field.
Well, this came out 9 days ago. 9 days ago.
Being framed as existential. The supreme leader plans to flee to Moscow. Ethnic rebels are taking over towns. Senior military officials are defecting, and so on. These are some of the claims you'll hear, and they create the impression that the country is just days away from collapse. But most of it is disinformation. Rather than focusing on the protests themselves, this video looks at the structural pressures surrounding them, the constraints that ultimately decide what they can and cannot achieve. The United States is embellishing the events because it needs a pretext to justify regime change in Iran. There's no denying that Iranians have taken to the streets to protest the government, and that many have been killed as a result. However, because of Tehran's self-imposed internet and communications blackout, nearly all information coming out is questionable. Iran certainly has its fair share of problems: endemic corruption, pervasive repression, and the constant imposition of religious doctrine on everyday life. Those out on the streets are risking everything for a better future, and their situation deserves genuine empathy. But the protests...
That's what you heard? Let's see.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in.
Iran has long faced pressures from both regional and global powers, and its position in the geopolitical landscape has increasingly involved strategic partnerships with countries like Russia and China. These alliances, particularly in the face of threats from the United States and Israel, have led Iran to pursue a path of military and diplomatic cooperation with these powers. The current developments highlight Iran's bolstered defense posture supported by Russia.
You know, how does, well, actually, never mind. You know, I was going to say, how does the Sahel play a role in this? But the West Africans, they can't do nothing to support the Iranians. I don't even think they're close allies with the Iranians. But I know they ally with the goddamn Russians.
Russia and China in anticipation of potential escalation with its adversaries. Esmail Baghai, the spokesperson for Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, reiterated in his recent remarks that the nation's defenses are stronger than ever before. He stressed that Iran is ready to respond to
nobody can support them.
Any aggression with force and resolve. Iran's reliance on self-sufficiency has grown over the years, with Baghai emphasizing that the Iranian military has developed the skills and knowledge necessary to protect its borders from external threats. Iran has long been wary of Western influence and regional interventionism, particularly from the United States and Israel. Thus, Baghai's statement reflects Iran's growing confidence in its military capabilities and the belief that it can defend itself effectively. In his address...
Look, man, none of these leaders can do what they need to do. I need to be a leader. I should have been born into one of these families, Kareem. You know, I know how to call some shots. I know how to do shit.
Welcome to...
I know how to be diplomatic.
Right now, as the USS...
See, there's way too many AI videos, man. Everything is goddamn AI now. I don't like it.
China has just issued one of its strongest geopolitical warnings in years. Beijing says any U.S. military action against Iran would plunge the entire...
And it's so hard to know what source is really reliable. What source is reliable? We gotta look, Cuba
Right now we have breaking news. President Trump declaring a national emergency over threats by Cuba. The president issued an executive order tonight saying the policies and actions of the Cuban regime directly threaten the safety and national security of the United States. The White House says that Cuba violates human rights and has ties to Russia, China, Iran, as well as terrorist groups. President Trump said, quote, "The United States will act to protect the foreign policy."
I don't know about you, Kareem, but it seemed like don't it seem like some shit is like about to happen? Look, I know we don't want anything to happen, but it seemed like since COVID, bro, like shit ain't changed as much as like they want it to. I feel like whatever plan they're trying to put together, it's not happening fast enough. You know, technology moved fast, but now technology is starting to hit a little halt. Yeah, we got the AI, whatever, but things aren't that drastically different. I think whatever change they have in mind, it's happening slower than they planned. It's happening very slow, but they working on something. The Taliban took back Afghanistan. Maduro. Let's go visit this Maduro.
Now's your chance to bet with me or against.
And then look, Burkina Faso over there.
Following the US's capture of Nicolas Maduro, Donald Trump's Secretary of State has suggested that one of the goals of the military operation was to deprive US adversaries of access to Venezuelan resources.
What? Look at him. He honoring his Spanish ancestors. You see that picture right there? That's a Spaniard. That's a Spaniard. You can tell by what he's wearing.
Nicolas Maduro, Donald Trump's Secretary of State, has suggested that one of the goals of the military operation was to deprive US adversaries of access to Venezuelan resources.
Why does China need their oil? Why does Russia need their oil? Why does Iran need their oil? They're not even in this continent. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. And we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be a base of operation for adversaries, competitors, and rivals.
Venezuela has the...
You see, he's a hypocrite. You know, because we take oil from the Middle East. Who's he talking about?
Largest crude oil reserves on the planet. Getting their hands on the country's black gold could allow the United States to control the market and therefore prices.
And in all of this, I hate to sound like a green guy, but there is absolutely no consideration of the earth. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though.
Investment in the Venezuelan energy sector could boost production, and in that case, the global oil market would be flooded, pushing prices even lower, because today they are already low at between $50 and $60 a barrel, and that would contribute to drying up the Russian regime's finances.
Hey, Kareem, quick question, bro. I'm about to put a guy on the video. You have to tell me if he's Berber. Is this guy Berber?
واش كذبت؟ راه حتى حنا في المغرب كيعطيونا فلوس الادوات ديال الوليدات، حتى حنا كيخرجوا لنا واحد القدر ديال المال.
Kareem, this your cousin, bro. Tell me if this your cousin, Kareem.
وكدعم من الدوله وكيعطيونا الفلوس التطبيب ملي كتمشي كتشري الدواء راه كيردوا لك فلوسك، راه كيردوا لك فلوسك دابا.
Okay, he's Moroccan. He looked like a Berber.
ولات هادشي ما كانش.
Doesn't he look like a Berber? I think he looks kind of like a Berber, Kareem.
هادشي ما كانش، دابا راه ولا الحمد لله.
He's speaking Moroccan Arabic. I know, but I'm saying he looked Berber. I understand he's Arab now, right? Just like you're Berber, but you speak Arabic. He could. Okay.
ولله دابا راه ولا بالنسبه للسكن الدوله راه كدعم مكتب السكن، حتى الدوله كدعم مكتب السكن.
He speaks funny, man. He got a funny way of speaking.
هذا هو اللي كاين.
هذا هو اللي كاين. هذا هو اللي كاين.
باش فهمتيني؟ اما حنا راه عندنا المدارس وعندنا داك الشيء راه زوين. وراه زوين. عندنا منحة البطالة. او على ما كاينش شي في المغرب راه كاين. راه كاينين الناس كياخذوا بين تقريبا 600 درهم في الشهر شهريا الطبقه المعوزه الطبقه الفقيره راه كياخذوا 600 درهم منحه البطاله الدوله كتدعم.
Kareem, what the fuck? Come on, Kareem. He don't talk funny to you, Kareem?
هذه الحقيقه.
حقيقة.
هذه الحقيقه. تبني العمارات في الجزائر جدل.
Yo, he's funny, Kareem. Oh,
لا 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 ما كيعطيوش فابور في الجزائر. انا كنت واخد هذه الفكره. لا ما كيعطيوش. لا ضروري كتخلص. هنا يكون مشاو عاد كاشي بعموم. شوف هذاك مول المكتبه راه هو اللي.
Kareem, you said they got funny accents. Yeah, they do. Put some Algerian guys. Oh, I don't know how to find it. It just pops up now, Kareem. It just pops up, man. It's not playing. Like I found this guy. You know, he just shows up in your algorithm. Look, this is a cooking channel, Kareem. You know, I'm still studying Arabic, Kareem, you know.
حبايبي اكتر حاجه سيئه في الدنيا دي والله العظيم الواحده اللي تشتغل وهي متوتره كده وفي قلق وفي نكد وكلام من ده. احلى حاجه بقى ان الواحده ايه تشتغل في راحه بال وهدوء. ربنا يقل بالهم يا رب، اللي يقل راحتهم يقل راحتنا يا رب.
Egyptian. She's making fish.
بصوا اهم حاجه الخلطه تكون جاهزه عندك كده يا ستي، الكل في قلب الثلاجه عشان تبقي ستاند باي للسمك بقى والكلام ده الحبشتكنات دي.
She's making fish.
قبل ما اظفرها حبيبتي يا شيرين يا روحي، الف سلام عليكم كلكم. تدعوا لشيرين اختي والماما ناديه، ربنا يشفيهم ويعافيهم يا رب يا رب بحق يوم الجمعه المبارك ده، وجمعه مباركه عليكم كلكم. انا قسمت هنا الخلطه نصين اهو عشان نص نستخدمه في السمك بعد ما يستوي والنص التاني هيشوي بيه. يلا.
هالة محمد بتقولك ايه قولي لمامتك تقولي ازاي احمص واملح شويه فول.
Alright, you get the point. You get the point. Watch the handshake. Okay, let's see what's going on more. We got the Russians with the UAE president. Yeah, I don't know about these handshakes. There's too many handshakes. There's too many handshakes. All these handshakes. I'm trying to see what they want us to see. What kind of I mean, they seem pretty friendly to me. It looked like the Russians and the Emirates they get along pretty well, which is interesting because it seemed like you know Saudi and the Arabs, and when I mean the Arabs, I mean like the Saudi, maybe UAE, Omani, like these guys seem to all kind of be friendly with both the Americans and the Russians. Oh, here we go. Look at how they dress. What do we think about how they dress, Kareem? That was an interesting video. Cultural. You don't dress like that in Algeria? You sure? Let's see. I got a little bit of battery left. So this should be the last video we watch. Let's look at what's going on in Burkina Faso. Let's see what's going on in West Africa, man. With the diplomacy. What do they got going on over there? US
So-
diplomats, okay. Let's see what the Africans is doing, the West Africans. The only ones that's kind of flexing a little bit of muscle. Oh, look at Ibrahim Traore. Is there any news? Okay, yeah, I seen they spoiled another coup attempt. I did see that. This is AI right here. Don't believe this. That's artificial intelligence. See how it's so hard to find a reliable video, Kareem? This is ridiculous, man. I like DW though, so I'm gonna subscribe to them. They got good work. All right, man. I'm about to get off this, Kareem. It's been a good one. Tired. I'm gonna listen to one of these videos as I fall asleep. And who knows when I'll be back. Maybe I'll be back in a few days or something like that. I'm tired though, Kareem. I'm tired. It's 3 in the morning over here, bro. 3 in the morning. Time to go to sleep. And we still got snow and ice. They canceling stuff for tomorrow. Still, Kareem. Could you believe that? And they're saying we might get more snow. Hold on, let me check the weather. They saying we might get more. I'm like, come on, man. We about to get hit with another storm. Let me see. Hey, I'm also starting to learn how to read Celsius, Kareem. Because, you know, y'all, it's 3 degrees right now, Kareem. So Celsius, it's -16. Kareem, could you believe that? But it looked like that snow forecast kind of went away. I guess that was bullshit. I guess it was bullshit. Now it changed. Now there's no more snow. Okay, but it's just going to be freezing freaking cold. It's negative 16 right now, Kareem. And it says it feels like negative 21. Oh, yeah, it's nice and cold, Kareem. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? I forget where you say you was from. I think you said Ottawa, some shit like that. Let me see. The weather in Ottawa, negative 21. You know, I'm such a globalist, Kareem. I just love the world. You know what I'm saying? I need to travel, but if I don't travel, it's all good. It's all good. I'm still gonna be global. Still gonna be global, whether I travel or not. I gotta add in Mogadishu. I got some people in Mogadishu. I gotta know what's going on over there with the weather. See, it's 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, where else? We got I gotta add in Basra. We're gonna add in Basra, so I can know what the weather is like in Basra. And we're gonna add. You're outside at negative 30. You're crazy. You know that, Kareem? You're crazy. You're crazy Berber, Algerian, bro, Canadian. I guess you like the cold. Okay, I said I added Basra. It's 18 degrees Celsius in Basra right now. Then we gotta also add what's it called in Tunisia? What's it called, man? Not Tunis, but damn, Bizerte. We're gonna add Bizerte, Tunisia. There we go. 15 degrees Celsius in Bizerte right now. So Mogadishu is hot. God damn, let me change it to Fahrenheit. Mogadishu is 87 degrees Fahrenheit right now. When there's no wind, it's okay. You like the cold then. Basra, Iraq, it's 11:27 a.m. 64 degrees. Bizerte, Tunisia, and this is a Fahrenheit, by the way, is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 9:27 a.m. Kareem, where are you from, bro? Where are you at right now? So I can add you in, Kareem. Just checking the weather. I'm doing the weather report. Where you live at? In Canada. I forget. You don't live in Toronto. I gotta go see Toronto. It ain't too far. Closest I've been to Canada is Michigan. I ain't been to. I've been to upstate New York too, though. Kareem, what city you at? What district? What province is you in? Come on, you typing slow. I know Western Canada. What's the name of the province, fool? God damn, now you want to be secretive and shit? Let me figure it out. Western Canada. I know you like 3 hours behind. You think Americans know Canada geography? We don't know Canada. Bro, you guys like almost don't exist, Kareem. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like to an American, like Canada is like nothing happens. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like there's nothing there. Alberta. Okay. Yeah, you probably did tell me, but Canada is just, it's not really a memorable place. But I'm looking at it now, Alberta. I see Alberta, so maybe Edmonton, huh? You know what? I need to check out Canada, bro. You feel me? I need to check out Canada, see what Canada got to offer. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a whole world up there, and we be staying away from it. You feel me? You illegal. I'm about to call ICE on you, nigga. Talking about you illegal. Call ICE, bro. You know we racist in America, bro. Call ICE on you, Kareem. Hold on, I'm gonna get a map up. I was gonna leave. But if I go to Canada and Canada is fucking whack, I'm gonna be pissed. All right? If I go to Canada and Canada is whack, I'm gonna be pissed. As I should be. You feel me? Hold on. The map is messing up. Oh, because my damn computer is dying. I forgot. If you see this thing just black out, Korean, it's because the computer done died. I'm on 4%. I'm on 4%. But yeah, I see, let me zoom out. Alberta, so you over here. All right, you know what? I'm gonna add Edmonton. Let's add Edmonton, bro. You know what, Kareem? Fuck it. We gotta live life, bro. I'm gonna go to Canada. I might like it. Who knows? What you think, Kareem? Is it a good place? Would you recommend Canada or no? There's a lot of immigrants up there. There's a lot of y'all niggas up there. All you goddamn immigrants up there in Canada, man. God damn. All right, it's cold in Canada. It's not colder than it is here, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of cold where you at. I got to go see Canada for myself, though. You know, it's less racism from black. You think so? It is what it is. Listen, man, we ain't scared of nobody, all right? Unless they pulling up with the goddamn B-2 bombers and shit, it's all good. We not scared. We not scared of nobody. It is what it is. All right. Okay. You know what? I got to do it. I got to do it. Hold on real quick. All right, you know what? I gotta shut it down, man. Laptop is dying. I gotta shut it down. I'm on 2%, Kareem. I gotta shut it down, man. You have a good night, bro. I'll be back, though. I'm gonna learn about Canada. Don't worry, because I'm going to Canada. Listen, I'm going to Canada. That should be like the first next place I hit up. Canada. You hear me? Canada. You hear me, Kareem? Canada, nigga. I'm going to Canada, Kareem. Remember, I told you that I'm going to Canada. I'm going to Iraq. Yeah, you heard me correct. I'm going to Iraq. Not anytime soon, because they're about to drop them bombs over there. So we're gonna wait. I'm gonna go to North Africa. Don't worry, I might hit up Egypt. I gotta go to Egypt. I have to. You know, it is what it is. I gotta do it, and we'll figure out everywhere else from there. Peace out. Have a good night.